here with the guys from Hey Vanity. Just wanted to introduce yourselves first to the camera. That'd be ace.
I'm Mark and this is Ash.
Awesome. The first question I wanted to ask you was there wasn't much of a gap between Hey Vanity and Fake Komodo, and this might be a difficult question, but what's different this time around? What's changed?
Well, obviously, half the band are different.
Yeah.
Like, it's only me and Will, the other guitarist, that are from Fake Komodo. So obviously, Ash is obviously we're playing with Ash now and
Right.
Dave. So that's well different, but really cool. You know, the music's different. It's not really. Fake Komodo had a real metal edge and things like that. I don't know. It's a different vibe as well. I think with Fake Komodo, like, I grew up in that band, if you know what I mean. So it was with people like we'd all been kids together, and when you start a band where you're all already adults, it's just a completely different vibe. You're all a lot nicer to each other. We're all way nicer to each other.
It's a lot more relaxed. You know, once you've been on the road, like, with my old band, so that's how we kind of got to.
Ash filled in on the last Fake Komodo.
Sort of thing. So that's how we kind of got together. And Dave initially was like, we all just come together, and that first tour, and then just kind of went on from there. The vibe just changed. The vibe's been changing until like we've just been putting on the album. Like, the vibe's been changing a lot, and I think we've kind of found our sort of sound a lot more so now.
Do you feel more like grown-ups than I guess? Do you feel like you've grown up slightly more?
Yes and no. Like it's one of those things where.
It's a horrible question to ask because it's just like you don't want to be grown up. I think everyone wants to be Peter Pan.
It's not a case of grown up, but you know where the line is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've been on the road for too long for someone. You don't want to like piss them off.
I think that's the only area where it's different in the sense of feeling. It's just that. Just when you're with the other guys, it was like you know, brothers and sisters, you're always arguing. It was like that all the time. With us, it's still like a family, but it's more of a much more civil family.
Right.
It's more of a debate than an argument.
Yeah. But it was, even before, in fact, it's not like we were actually seriously at each other's throats all the time. It was just, banter galore. But it's quite different.
You've said, am I right in saying you've signed again to Small Town Records, or you're putting it out through them?
The EP came out through Small Town Records.
Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with them, like how that's sort of carried on?
Obviously, me and Will and the other Fake guys, I've known them for years and worked with them for years, and always got on really well and everything. And just came about because it just happened that way. It's not like a massive story behind it. Just known them for years, and we really like the way they work. They like the way we work. Like I say, there was no nothing about it. It just got done. So.
It's that age-old thing as well, I suppose. It's like it's not what you know, it's who you know. Like it's those people that really make it like worthwhile, I suppose. Those sort of.
Helps.
Yeah. What was the reception like to your new EP? Did you get a lot of like the same fan base coming in, checking out from before, or is it all sort of fresh and new?
I think it was. I think there was some old school fans from other bands that we've been in and stuff like that. But I think a lot of them were fresh fans because that was timed. Like the release was timed very close to that Mary's Rover tour, which was it was such a massive sort of tour for us to land, and having it been majority sold out like before we were even announced. So a lot of our fans couldn't even get tickets if they wanted to. So it was like loads of new faces there. We kind of
had no choice but to play to all the fans, which was perfect. That's what
that's what you want.
It sucks for some of our fans that went to come out, like Fake Komodo fans a bit. But yeah, like Ash says, I'd say like I find with Fake Komodo fans and fans of our other bands that they either like it, really like it, and follow it, or they just don't kind of say it. Do you know what I mean? There's no one's really come along and gone, you're crap. Like, what are you thinking?
I suppose you wouldn't want to listen to them people anyway. Like,
exactly. So we've
not
not had any bad comments. It's a matter of taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you like what Fake Komodo did, you might not like Hey Vanity, but it just so happens that quite a few people still do.
Yeah, if you're an out-and-out metal fan,
Yeah. I was going to ask you a little bit about the tour with Don Broca and Myron Knox. It's just like you were saying about playing to all new people. What sort of reception did you get from them? Like what sort of feeling was it?
Really good. Like
surprising good.
But we've not, even with old bands, we've not done a tour that was so well attended and so young. Like, it's a very young fan base, which is great, because they're the people that come to shows. They keep the music industry alive.
Yes.
And so it was awesome. Like, even when we were on early doors, obviously, all the time, because we were opening, and yet we'd still have a full room of kids, and they'd all be up for jumping up and down, singing along.
It wasn't just like one show that was kind of packed out. It was every night.
Yeah, every night we had a full house.
We were like, you know, even in the bigger
Schoolboy
venues.
era. Schoolboy era.
Even in the bigger venues, you know, we were like, even if we went to 400 instead of 15 minutes later, it's mad.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy.
Yeah.
And because it's just such a keen scene, it's lovely to. It's quite uplifting because like we've obviously been there, done it, seen all of the different scenes of people that come to shows, and then there's kids literally caning it through the door to stand at the front, and it's just like they just. It's so great to see that it's still alive. It's still alive. Oh really?
It's because we're sound checking. They want us for sound checking.
Right, I'll rush on a little bit then. Is there more plans for like getting a debut album out there really soon, or is that?
Like Ash mentioned briefly earlier, we've recorded a mini album which is 8 tracks. So it's, you know, same mini album. It's an EP really still, because it's not going to be a full length. So yeah, of course there are plans, but we're going to get this next release out first, and then as soon as we can after that, yeah, we'll just finish this in like 3 minutes.
We'll jump back to it.
Yeah, we can come back to it after
Sorry,
a bit.
there's not enough time.
Let's try again.
Okay, yeah. So have you got plans for a sort of a debut album that's coming out, or more material than what you've already got?
Yeah, we've been in the studio recording an 8-track mini album, whatever you want to call it, and that's going to be the next release. That's the plan, and then obviously following that will be, all going well, will be a full length next year. So very exciting. It's all you know, it's all moving.
Do you is there sort of like I don't know what the right word is, but is there a sort of a conscious decision where you put the album out, as in like the time of year it is, as in whether it's a summer album or a winter album? Is it more of a sort of like when the people, well, you know, when it's not as busy on the scene?
I think things used to be like that. I think people used to decide seasonally how things would work. I think things are a bit different now. There's so many bands that, like you say, now it's kind of like you just got to look for a band.
Yeah.
From a PR point of view, people quite often will be like, right, well, this is festival season, so it swings around about us, because sometimes people are like, oh, don't release over festival season because it's all PR coverage, it's just all festival.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, not many bands release over festival season, so it's all things like that. So it is literally just kind of depends how
It's just normally strategized.
Yeah.
And things always get pushed back. Like, it's an absolute textbook for something to get pushed back. No matter what you do, no matter how on schedule you get everything.
This is the set date.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
So you can't be too, like, you used to get really disheartened by that.
Yeah.
Stuff. You can't too much. You just have to roll in punches.
Absolutely. It sort of led into my next question a little bit, is that the UK seems to be taken over by one-day festivals and sort of festival weekends and things like that at the moment. Like last couple of years ago, like probably a couple of years ago, you didn't get that many. There was like 1 or 2 dotted around, like Slam Dunk and that, and they've suddenly just come out of everywhere.
There's loads of little ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I was going to say festival season seems to be getting longer and longer and longer.
Yeah.
It's like starts in like April, ends in like late September or whatever.
Yeah.
But you've played a couple yourselves, and I was just wanting to know what's your favourite that you've played and what's your favourite that you've been to, like sort of recently.
I'd say because my favourite that I played but Hey Vanity didn't play, I'd done it on my own on behalf of Hey Vanity. I'd done Slam Dunk, and I'd say that was wicked, because I've actually never been to Slam Dunk.
Right.
And I was really impressed with that festival. I didn't realise how much it had grown as well. And,
I went along with you.
yeah, and so I'd say that was one of my. I mean, I don't like to pick favourites because I feel a bit guilty about it.
Well, you can
but
throw a
they've all
couple
been
in there.
fun. We've done like, you know, Takedown's always wicked. We've done that in Fake, like Ashfield in for Fake Modo a couple of years ago. And we've done that wicked down as well. Takedown, make a scene in Miserable. That was really good. We've done some jam the other day. So yeah, they're all cool. It's just like you say, there are a lot of them now. So it's kind of like it is getting a little bit. It's probably getting a little bit more. What's the word? Don't know.
less special. Or,
Yeah.
So the gleam's coming from them. And what about from a personal perspective, like things you've been to, like recently? Maybe not like festivals, but shows. Have you been to anything more recently, or has it been like focus on work?
We don't normally get a lot of time to do.
It's really annoying,
to do
isn't
our
it?
own, to do other shows. I mean, we did one with when we were playing on the Night tour, we managed to get to see Deftones.
Right.
They were in the
is
room
awesome.
above, and that was incredible.
That would be the one I'd say,
Incredible.
yeah, recently that would be the show that was like, before that, I hadn't been to a show for ages.
Yeah.
Like, before that, my favourite show was Thrice Farewell Show. It's a very sad moment.
You're currently on tour with the Attention Thieves.
Yep.
What's it like being on tour with them? Do you guys get on well? Is it like a...
Yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah.
Like they're one of those bands like you literally turn up on the first day and you're like, hey guys, straight away. You know, you're all best buds.
Yeah,
trying to
it's
remember each other's names and all that kind of thing. But no,
We got
immediately
that now
just
first day this time.
Yeah.
We normally just as like the end of tour, we're like no, yeah, got your names, and then it's over.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like literally we're in the dressing room, we're like, yeah, got all the names down. Yeah, really like walk like just like welcoming guys.
Yeah.
It's just as you'd expect.
it's
Any,
nice.
any good tour stories yet?
Not
No,
yet.
because it's been a bit strange. It's been quite a broken up tour.
Right.
So it's been a bit weird. It's hard, like, because you always, what I really enjoy about touring is you bond with the bands, and like, first couple of days you're a little bit shy, and then like, fifth day in, you're like, you know, pretending to be lovers. And it's like, oh, don't get me wrong, we're still pretending to be lovers, but it is a bit more broken up, so it's not quite as much bonding and stuff. But no, not really any amazing songs. Just the usual stuff.
Yeah,
Last night
this
we-
tour is a bit broken up. Isn't it?
There's been some like
We'll
cancellations.
have like a day off, or and Attention Thieves have like split off.
Yeah.
Because there's like two shows on the poster I think that they're doing that we aren't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that like we've kind of come together for a show, split off, day off, joined
Come back
up.
together.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's kind of
Got a
it's-
day off
it's-
tomorrow, and then we're doing like Margate.
Margate, and then
Chelmsford, that's just us,
That's
yeah.
just us and Playdays, yeah.
Just going back to your music a little bit, like straight off a little bit there. You have some quite unique sounds going on in your music. I'm just interested to know what your sort of influences are, because there's not much like on your Facebook and things like that to like give it away. I just wanted to know, like personally for you guys, where you get your influences from.
Personally, I don't think we like to normally tie it down to specifics, but there's obvious hints of bands that like Mark Labs and I love, and you know, there's just little, just even if they're like 5 seconds of a bit of a tune, you know, it's just a hint of another, you know, hint
Out of
of
interest, before we say anything you think,
yeah. What do you think?
I'd be
What
intrigued.
do you reckon?
Slip that one down, didn't I?
No, yeah, it was good, man. Put me on the spot a lot.
Yeah,
Weren't
it's
ready
horrible
for
being
it.
on the spot, isn't it?
Come on, let's see. What do you reckon?
He's got nothing.
No, I've got nothing off the top of my head.
No, I'd say
See,
like
that's
my.
kind of a good thing.
That is a good thing. That's what I was hoping for. So, now my kind of influences are like a few of us actually, like Ruben, Thrice, like they're two of my favourite bands. They're both split up, which is we all love Deftones. You're into like On the Road. So you'll probably hear bits of that in like Foo Fighters, you know, Biffy Clyro, all those kind of bands.
It's all just like a psychological puzzle. Like you don't necessarily write a song to be like that band.
Push them.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
like something.
Maybe.
But like when you know your brain just pieces stuff together and you wite a song that comes out as just something.
It will just come out as what you love.
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
same you learn to talk because people talk about it. It's exactly the same in music. It's like you do things that subconsciously because you know it reminds you of something else. It's like
All right, you put me on the. Like you're throwing me completely by asking me questions instead. No, there's a question I ask a lot of bands. It's sort of like a staple of mine, just because I'm interested more in other people's perspective of the music industry. And I just wanted to know, like, how do you like how has it changed for you guys over the last like couple of years, and maybe like playing in different bands and being fans of music? How has it changed for you as artists as well?
For me, I think personally it's become very. There's a lot due to image. Like you know, the scenes are very split by image now, and you know some kids will literally dislike. There'll be like one type of music, but some kids will be so broad and open to loads of different stuff. You know, and like I said, like the Mallory Brother tour was not a nice sort of. It was quite warming to see kids were still like they used to be, like we used to be when we were young. You know, when we used to go and literally queue for hours to see our favourite bands.
it didn't even matter if like the first time you didn't know them.
Yeah,
still
you'd
be
stand
like,
for their, you'd stand for their whole set, and you'd be like, yeah, you're sweet.
Yeah.
But next man, literally, you know what I mean? Like it's just
Just for the love of it, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
things always change. Things are constantly changing. you just have to. The biggest thing is I've learned from touring and being in bands is just have to roll with it. Like, you can't be too bitter about, oh, you know, we can't make money from record sales anymore, like all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's hard to keep going as a band because it costs so much to produce a record and put it out, and so when people don't buy it, obviously it's a lot harder to keep going. But nevertheless, you just have to kind of embrace it and roll with it and go, right, so free downloads, let's do some free downloads, let's entice people with
different strategies. I think like talking about that sort of thing, I think it's taken a lot of the control and put it back in the artist's hand as opposed to it being someone else making the decisions. Now it's all down to you guys.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more personal, the whole journey within
Definitely.
that.
Everything's so much more personal now, isn't it? Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like it was always about this kind of mystery, like you don't get close to the artist. And like, now it's all Twitter and Facebook and it's all social networking, and you're meant to be able to talk to your favourite bands. So it's completely different.
My last question is, do you have any bands that you want people to check out or know, or like give shout outs to people, or things that you're listening to at the moment that you're just like, that's awesome?
Yes, I can't think of any right now.
What was thinking what came in that Foo Fighters
Tell you who are
album.
wicked. Two or more great bands
Yes.
from Peterborough. We play with them a couple of times and some sweet stuff. Canterbury really good. Saw them. I played with them years ago and I hadn't seen them for years. Saw them last night. I was like, these guys are great.
Narwhals.
Yeah, they were
Sick
really
pop
good.
punk
They were
band.
wicked.
Sick pop punk band. Saw them
It's loads really.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, like now's a good time to be like up and coming British band. So like literally the list was small. Now it's just like right.
Yeah.
It's just right full of whatever scene, whatever kind of music you're into. You know, the Broke Up, Man, LTA, Marmosettes. Decade.
Yeah.
That, you know, you've got all bands coming through the scene now, like from pop punk to, you know, to just straight out. It's different.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just there's just so much there off from the British scene. I think if you see what to check out what's coming up.
Give things a chance. That's the main thing.
Definitely.
That's it. Well, yeah, cheers. Thank you very much for doing the interview. I appreciate it. And, thanks for putting me on the spot and making me look stupid.
Sorry, mate.
No,
I
sorry.
felt pretty stupid when my phone rang earlier.
I saw, yeah.
You may not know this because you cleverly cut and edit.
I won't cut this.
We ran off for a sound check.
So you've now made it as well. Like when they see it cut, they're like, that's not clever. That's stupid.
Alright, we'll cut it before.
Yeah,
what I
we'll
just
cut that.
said.
Yeah, we'll cut that just before that.
Sweet.
But cheers. No, thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Guys.